Are you doing everything right? Are you eating the gym? Are you cutting carbs, counting calories, exercising from home? Yet your scale will not bulge. What if the problem is not your willpower or your diet, but that they are hidden mistakes that are derailing your journey? My name is Dr. Clara Obano, family physician originally trained in England. In this video, I will be showing you 22 hidden mistakes that could be costing you the results that you want to see. I will be sharing with you solutions to tackle each of these problems right from your home, right from today. At the end of this video, you would know the 22 hidden mistakes that are derailing your weight loss journey, and you will be able to fix them to get the results that you want to see. We're going to start today with the mistakes happening right inside your body. Number one hidden mistake is not knowing your windows of hunger. Most people eat because the clock says so, or eat because they have created a routine around their food that they haven't even identified. So I must have breakfast kind of routine, and then you go and start to eat. Did you know that there are windows of hunger that everyone experiences where your hunger is most maximized constantly, which you may not have noticed? For example, I have noticed that my window of hunger typically is around 12 noon and 5 p.m. What I do with this timing is ensure that an hour before my hunger pang hits, I would have had a meal. 11 a.m. typically. And if I'm at work, I would have made an arrangement for a healthy drink in a bottle that I could have. 3 p.m., I would also have a meal so that by 5 p.m., when typically my hunger pangs will strike, I will not be so hungry. I could eat a little bit more at that time, 12 and 5 p.m. That way I keep my eating within a 6 hour window. It also helps me control what I eat because I am no longer under the hunger pang. I must feed myself with everything or anything I see around me. Number two hidden mistake is eating carbohydrate only foods. Carbohydrates typically will cause your blood sugar to spike and your insulin will rush in. You get hungry again within a short space of time. What you're missing is two important classes of food, fat and protein. What those two do will be to help you stay full, keep your blood sugar release controlled, and prevent the insulin spikes. So when you start to add healthy fats, almonds, avocados, healthy sources of protein, it could be plant protein, lentils, salmon, beans into your food, beef are game changers. It like if you have ever started a diet on Monday and by Friday you've ditched the diet. I have been there too many times. Number three, is not making a emptying your bowels every day. Not emptying your bowels every day tells a lot about your gut health. You should typically have one easy movement of bowel emptying every day if your gut health is being optimized. Constipation is not your friend when you want to lose weight. What constipation also says is that you're not having enough fiber and water in your diet. So it's a pointer to increase the amount of fiber in your diet. Typical fiber-rich foods that could help you move bowels easily: popcorn, carrots, water, almonds, and other foods rich in fiber like your vegetables, spinach, broccoli are go-to meals to improve your gut health. Number four mistake is drinking a lot of alcohol. Alcohol is not empty calories. Alcohol has got rich calories in it. A glass of alcohol or beer would range between 100 to 150 calories. What we also know about alcohol is that lots of alcohol impairs inhibitions and your judgment. So you start to make wrong decisions. Alcohol also makes you feel hungry and you tend to eat calorie dense meals. So a night or a day of too much alcohol would help you pack on an extra 1,000 calories that you haven't planned for. One way to manage this will be to have alcohol in moderation and have a good meal before you start to take your alcohol. So you will be a bit full before the impression or the cravings of hunger start to pack on. And you should have what you want to use as your food choices to satisfy the hunger that has been brought on by alcohol. Number five is relying on the GLP, so the injectables, without a plan. The injectables have come to stay and they do help you lose weight by reducing your appetite. They are expensive and they come with a cost. What I typically find is after some time, a lot of people who started these medications, especially for weight loss reasons, start to weigh the financial implications a bit more and want to give themselves a break, which is justified. However, without a plan, they find out that you gain that weight back. And I call that kind of weight gain very expensive weight gain because of how much it costs for you to lose it only to pack it on. What you could do will be whilst you are on these injectables or even before, start to build a routine around the lifestyle you want to encourage for your weight loss. Exercise, what you're eating, your behavior, your mindset, your hydration would help such that when Ozempic or any of the injectables are stopped, you can manage your weight. Which do you find harder? Saying no to food or saying no to people offering you food? It's a tie for me. I want to say saying no to food. Because how many times do people offer me food really? Number six. The number six is not engaging your food environment. Your food environment here describes the foods that surround you typically in your natural environment every day, which will be at home, especially if you are in a family setting where everyone can stop by and purchase food themselves, or they are not interested in building the same routine that you want to build now, or they've built their own routine and they're happy where they are. You find many foods that are not within your comfort zone around you. You need to start to infuse your own choices intentionally. Your nuts, your protein, your salmon, your salads, your go to foods. So when you need to eat, you don't make the wrong choices. You could also encourage family to buddy up with you on this journey and make some sacrifices for you or help you push you towards where you want to see yourself. Family could start to stay off sweeties, buying the biscuits or the baked goods, and those are the easy foods you find to snack on. We've got so much to cover in this video. Now, the next set of mistakes are mainly about your mindset. Number seven, focusing only on the scale. A lot of you are just interested in when the number on the scale starts to change in my favor, and that's all you recognize. What if that's one of the biggest mistakes you could be making? What if you could start to focus on other things like the smaller choices and options that, or decisions or actions that you're taking yourself that are going to add towards weight loss, but not instinctively? What if you could start to look at how you are a better person today in the trajectory you want to achieve rather than the number on the scale? For example, if you are someone who will not drink more than 3 cups of water a day, and now you're drinking 6, 7, 8 cups of water, that's a big change. And those are the things you need to track. Which one of these have hit you hardest so far? Is it food, fatigue, mindset, environment? Which one is it? Put your comments down below. I would love to know. Number eight. Number eight is decision fatigue. Your brain has got only an amount of willpower and it has to use it on so many things every day, like what to wear, like how to get to work, how to strategize for that business plan, how to look after the children's needs. There's so much going on. Now, when you have to decide every day what you want to have for breakfast, lunch, dinner, you leave your options to chance. One way to deal with this is to have a curated set of foods you typically will go to every day. You can switch things up if you want to have, say, 6 set of meals that are balanced and you could easily defer to and make them available such that every day you're not having to decide on the spot or at the beginning of the day what your meal would look like. Number nine. Number nine is visual cues. Visual cues describe a concept where you're not hungry, but you just set your eyes on a box of chocolate and your eyes pop, and your mind goes, I want some of those. They steal and hinder your progress in your journey. And they are one big hidden mistake that we do not take note of. How you could correct this is to remind yourself of the reason why you came into that space in the first place. Say you are in that space to get a book or to fix something, or if it's at work and somebody just brings in something, remind yourself that you were not hungry. And this is really important. You were not hungry before you set your eyes on the meal. And so you don't need to have it. That way, you hijack your power to stay in control of your food from the visual cues. Number 10 mistake I'll be sharing with you today is not having a go to food option for when you go out. Social gatherings are a landmine. You don't know how many minutes you'll have to wait for your guest. You don't know how the roads will look like. You don't know what stress you'll go through before you get there. You don't know the excitement of the day you're going to have. It's always good to have two go to standard foods that you would try or you would have at a gathering. For example, for myself, I typically will do fish and salads, or I could do a steak and cooked vegetables. Those are my typical go to meals when I am out on an event. That way, I don't have to deal with decision fatigue. And if what I have ordered or want to order for is not available, usually the restaurant will be able to suggest other things that are very similar. It could also be a bowl of soup that would help you in your weight loss gain. Number 11 is very similar to number 10, and that's not planning for travel. If you're one person that likes to visit different countries, likes to see places, really great hobby to have. You need to pair it up with decisions around food and what you'll be having there. You want to try food from a new continent, a new culture. It is also very good to have a look on the internet to see what foods are there to try and how you can mix this and marry it with the goal that you want to achieve of losing weight so that your body is not in a yo-yo state. Very universal foods when you travel as well will be soups, vegetables, protein sources are typical choices that would continue to add to where you were before you travel. Don't want to go on that holiday and come back feeling guilty because you have exceeded in a high ramification or drifted far away from what your routine you set for yourself have been, and you might struggle going back to it again. Number 12 is thinking that exercise is the key to weight loss. Oh no, shocking truth. This is a core mistake people make. You cannot outrun a bad diet. You can't overexercise a bad diet. What you eat far outweighs in impact scale, its impact scale on your weight when you compare it with exercise. So you need to exercise, you need to watch what you're eating even more. Number 13 is just focusing on calorie counting. Your body is not a calculator. Your body is so intuitive. So when you go around saying, I will have 500 calories, my body would need 2,000 calories every day. So I'll be in a deficit of 1,005. The human body is trained to notice those type of periods as periods to preserve itself. So it's going to shut down and conserve energy. It would slow your metabolism down to match the calorie intake you're taking. It's called survival instinct. If you don't do it right, your insulin will spike and your body will not release fat, which is what you want your body to do if you're trying to lose weight. You want to ensure that your body is taught how to boost its metabolism and not become counterintuitive because you're counting calories. Staying on a healthy diet, eating freely, healthy foods will serve you better in your weight loss gain. If you want to know what foods to eat, there is a video I've got called Gain Weight Fast, Top 10 High Calorie Foods. It helps you understand what meals you need to have. Because number 14, these are the last set of hidden mistakes. Before we get into it, I'd like you to tag that one friend that always says, oh, I'll start on Monday. I've got a few that come to mind. Number 14 is eating without time periods. It's a bit different from the very first one, which was identifying when you're most hungry. Eating without time periods refer to just eating randomly every single minute of the day or whenever your body says, oh, I'm hungry. Now, this is a premise that intermittent fasting is built on. Intermittent fasting helps you cut down on your eating times, so specific times of the day, so that you have one block of, say, a 6 hour eating period where you can have your meals. And for the rest of the day, you're drinking a lot of water. What that helps to do, it helps to stabilize your insulin spike. So you don't have insulin spikes throughout the day. Your body then starts to release information to open the storehouse of fat. And that way you start to burn stored fat. When you fast, you're also training your body and building the habit and coaching your body on how to burn fat, which is not something we do all the time. Number 15. Number 15 is mistake, is having no mechanism at all to manage your stress. What stress does is stress will raise your cortisol, and cortisol will maintain fat storage. It would hog your fat stores and prevent it from burning because your cortisol levels are triggered by stress. These are three things I do myself every day to help me manage my very stressful life. One, I have cold showers every day. And what I typically will do is to have the first warm shower. I go in with cold water and then I finish up with warm showers. I find the cold water helps me distress a lot. So I just put it into my routine morning and evening. Whenever I take a bath, I will do cold showers. The second thing I found very helpful is my breathing. So I do breathing techniques at intervals during the day, especially at times when I'm noticing that my stress is beginning to pick up, or when I have a busy day, or there's an activity that's coming that is going to be very stressful, I intentionally do my breathing exercises. And you can do it at home, you can do it without any equipment. It's very easy to integrate into your day. Number three thing I do is to put my feet up at every opportunity I have got. So putting my feet up on a flat surface. When I want to maximize this, if I've got time and I'm in the right space, will be to lie on the couch, put my feet up and supported. That way I eliminate gravity completely from my legs and it gives me a maximum feeling of comfort. Would you rather cut carbs or alcohol or sugar forever? If you were to pick one of them, which one would you pick? I will pick carbs forever because that's my greatest undoing. I can't do without carbs, and it's my enemy in my weight loss journey. Number 16. Number 16 is thinking intermittent fasting is a magic bullet. Intermittent fasting is not a magic bullet. It's a really advanced, important tool in your weight loss strategy. You need to pair it up with other things like exercises to give it the maximum effect or impact on your body. Number 17. Number 17 is one common mistake, which is ignoring the hidden calories in your drinks. When they say zero sugary drinks, it's very easy to think you can just consume it without having the sugar or the carbohydrate aspect of the drink. But what this drink does, it increases your hunger pang. And so you then feel like you need some calories because the drinks lack calories themselves, or they trigger your brain to crave more food and you eat even more. So the less of the sugary drinks you consume, the better in having control over your hunger craving. Number 18. Now, before I leave number 17, I'm going to explain a bit more. Hunger cravings have been found to play a very key role in managing your weight. And it's now mentioned more often than before. Before, it was more of a conversation around discipline and not being able to control what you eat. But science has found that your hormones are now more responsible in a lot of ways with your hunger cravings, and they are an important part not to be ignored. 18 is giving up completely after one cheat meal. One cheat meal does not ruin all the effort you have made in a single minute. It's not a sprint, it's a journey. You're creating a body that you want to live in. Always remember that. It's not necessarily a destination, it's the little choices and actions that you make. This will continue to be a conversation all our lives. How are you designing the body you want to live in? So before you give up, always remember it's a marathon. Save this video now. You would want to watch it when your cravings hit or when you want to readjust and re-strategize. Number 19. Number 19 is choosing a diet that is not sustainable. If you cannot see yourself eating this way for the longest time ever, it is wrong for you. And I know because I have done this before. I have dropped 12 kg in the space of 2 to 3 months. And my doctor was worried, had to even send me for a CT scan because they were thinking of the big C. I knew I did not have the big C because I knew what I was doing. Was it sustainable? No, I knew I couldn't live that way. But I was so desperate to lose the weight. And yes, I lost the weight. Did I gain it? Oh, I did. Whatever you cannot sustain, try not to even engage or start it. Focus on what is sustainable. If you don't take anything I've said away today, please take this away. Focus on sustainability. Number 20. Number 20 is not prioritizing your sleep. Sleep is so important in this journey. Sleep has got two ways of affecting your weight. One is it has direct impact on ghrelin. Ghrelin is the hormone that controls hunger. So sleep increases ghrelin, and sleep increases cortisol because your stress levels will increase. So you'll be hugging your fat stores and you'll be eating even more. So it has a two-way effect on your metabolism. Number 21. Which of this has surprised you? All that I've said today, which one has been the greatest surprise for you? We're almost coming to the end. This is the second to the last. Number 21 is it's something a lot of people, including myself, ignore, which is ignoring the role of muscle mass in losing weight. This is a cheat code for losing weight. You need to build muscle mass. It's very crucial to help faster metabolism. This is the exact reason why you should not focus on cardio. What you need to build mass is resistant training. Resistant training will help build your muscle mass. Eating right will help build your muscle mass with protein rich foods. Focusing on cardio does not focus on building muscle mass. So stop making that mistake of focusing on cardio when you're looking to lose weight. Number 22 mistake, and this one I also made, is ignoring the natural sugars in fruits. When we say natural, natural does not mean calorie free. Fruits are very healthy. Too much of fruit will definitely make you gain weight. I definitely can say this because I made that mistake. I was smoothing up my bananas, my pineapple, my apple, and I was watching the scale just incrementally show up in changes in my weight. I was gaining weight until I started to change my focus on calorie rich fruits and started to incorporate less calorie rich fruits, more vegetables. I hope that I have opened your eyes to mistakes that you have been making in your weight loss journey. If you have liked what I have mentioned, what I've talked about today in the content of this video, subscribe, like, comment. It will help the growth of my channel. I have felt really blessed sharing this with you, and I hope to see you in my next video. It's titled Top 10 High Calorie Foods You Can Have to Gain Weight Fast. Bye bye.